Hello, BookTube, and welcome to Friday Reads. It's Friday, June the 3rd. Yes, we're at the beginning of June on the Range, but we're also continuing uh, the Future History Project. And this week I read Isaac Asimov's Robot Cities, Book 3, Cyborg, by William F. Wu. Also, Book 4, Prodigy by Arthur Brian Cover. There are separate videos for each of those. And I think I finished up. I was hoping to have read this fully last Friday evening, but I don't think I did. I think I finished this up um, Saturday morning, I believe. And another odd one from A.E. Van Vogt. More to say about that in a moment. And then I went on. What did I go on to read? I went on to read. The Oxbow incident. Yes, the Oxbow incident. And I read this in the wonderful Library of America edition. And I will be doing a book to film of that. Probably Sunday, because I still got to rewatch the film tonight. William F. Wellman, and there's a couple other things I need to look at. The biography, biography of William A. Wellman, and the sections about the Oxbow incident. But very, very good book. Then I went on and I started. Actually last week I began with the sort of preface to The Searchers, The Making of an American Legend, and then I put it aside because I started reading a whole bunch of A.E. Van Vogt. So then I picked it up again on Tuesday, and I read the first chapter, and then I put it aside again for, guess what? A.E. Van Vogt. So on Tuesday, I read this one here by A. Van Vogt, The War Against the Rull. Now, then Wednesday. What did I do on Wednesday? I can't remember what I read on Wednesday. Or am I getting my days mixed up here now? I might be missing something. But yesterday, I started rereading. On Thursday, I started rereading The Searchers, Making of a Legend, and continued today. So I'm right up to the point. I'm just over halfway through where he now talks about the author and then the John Ford film. This is about Cynthia Ann Parker, her abduction, as well as her story, as more or less her story, and her son Quanah Parker, and the aftermath of the Indian Wars in Texas. So I'm up to that point, and the next section is about the author, Alan LeMay, and that'll be next week's read out of here. It seems I'm not sure what I did, because Tuesday I know I started that, and then I read The War Against the Rull. Somewhere in there I think I'm missing something, but I can't quite figure out what. Then also I started last night and I finished today. These are the 3 Western stories of Clifford D. Simak, published in 1944, I think they all 3 were. One was quite short, one was under 20 pages, the rest are like 35-40 pages. So they're a little more substantial than I actually thought they were until I got they're a bit more meaty, or at least the longer ones. Now let's see. So what am I gonna do tonight? I'm going to be watching or rewatching the Oxbow incident, and probably reading more from the William Wellman biography. our rereading section. Oh yes, this might be what I was reading. Um, is It's more short stories from A. Van Vogt, Beyond, Away and Beyond. Now the first short story in here is quite interesting. It was written. Let me put those aside so I can use both hands. Destroying the fragile book. The Great Engine. It was written in 1943. And it was actually used as the basis for the first part of The Beast. Changed quite a bit. Actually, I like the short story by itself better than what he did in there. But, oh well. And I'm going to continue reading that sort of in between when I get a little bit of time. And also, too, to continue with the... I've mentioned, I think, The Searchers. Yeah, I'll be reading The Searchers. And by Alan LeMay. And then continue with Robot City, Book 5. By Rob Chilson. And Book 6, Perihelion, William F. Wu. And continuing with this, or well, at some point throughout the week, finishing this off. I want to read the novel first because I've not read actually the novel, so I've stopped reading at this point. I could have continued reading the section on the film because I've seen the film many times, but I decided to wait. Also, too, this little BFI guide for The Searchers, written by Edward Boscombe, and this was published, I think this is a second printing, or second edition. Yeah, it was 2000 and then, actually 2022. Okay, well, thank you for that. Didn't realize it was that new. And also, too, I'm getting back into my big books, my big book reading. There's 2 more I need for March to do. I need to catch up. Well, there's 4 books I need to catch up on. Hopefully, over the next many months, I can do that. But the 4 books are a reread of George Eliot's Middlemarch, a reread of Tom Jones, and then the first reading of Anna Karenina and War and Peace. I have not read those. But this month I'll be reading, and this will be sort of a reading read along with, or I guess you call that, yeah, buddy read. No, I'll call that buddy read with Brandy at the Book Eclectic, and that's Don Quixote. She will be reading the Grossman. Is it Elizabeth Grossman? But Grossman is the surname translation. I don't have that. This is probably the same I'm sure this is the same translation that I read a long time ago. It would have been nice to try the new translation, but I just don't have it. So I am going to do with this one. And we've set out to read about 100 pages a day, so it'll take us about 10 days to do this, give or take, because then I'll be reading other stuff in between. And also, I might, if there's time permitting, is this book that I also had on The Searchers. It's a collection of essays. Essays and reflections on John Ford's classic Western, edited by Arthur M. Eckstein and Peter Lehman. Peter Lehman. And this was published in 2004. This is by is it Wesleyan University Press? Is that what it is? Wayne State University Press, out of Detroit. So, and it's got a lot of essays, so I'm not sure. I don't think I have enough time to read all this. It's just over 300 pages. It's doubtful. But I might continue reading it, but then, because once I start, I won't want to finish it, I don't think. But I won't be able to have it done for the book to film video. But yeah, this one is good. It's so far very good. The historical background of Cynthia and Parker and Quanah Parker is, and the Comanches, as well as Texas history. Just a very brief. It's a brief outline, a little bit, basically from 1830 or 1830s up to 19 until his death in 1911, Quanah Parker's death, and it's quite harrowing. I will go into more detail about that in the book to film, but it's quite amazing, and it is a fantastic book. I've had this for quite a while, and I've only read a little bit out of the John Ford section of this. I didn't even actually realize. I don't think that it went into such, like half of it, the historical aspect of things. I didn't realize that until I pulled it out again. And thanks to, and my memory's bad, and I can't remember who had sort of jogged my memory of this, and I definitely dug it out. And then I remembered. Well, it was right beside it, the other searchers' essays. This is a first edition, 5th printing, 2013, by Bloomsbury and Glenn Frankel. He's done another book that I would love to get on the High Noon film with Gary Cooper. That I'd like to get. I'm sure it'll be just as good, because after this, I'm sure the rest of this book is good too. Because like I said, I've read about 50 pages of the film section, so I can't see it turning bad in any way. There's a few faults with this that I have, but for the most part, it's very, very good. And like I say, I'd love to get the High Noon one that he did. But I think that's it for my Friday reads. Yeah, I think that's it. I might have missed something, but I'm not sure, because it seems like Wednesday seems to be an empty day, that I didn't seem to read a lot for some reason, but I'm not sure why. But anyway, if I think of it, I will mention it in another video, or I'll just realize that I carried something over, or I snoozed a little more that day. I'm not sure which. But anyway, I hope everybody has a good weekend, and I will see you next time, Book 2.